it's so cliche, but yeah, just never giving up because I didn't. There was times and moments where I didn't think I would be here. You know what I'm saying? Like you start losing faith because I sat out for like a year. You start losing faith in yourself. You just start, I started losing faith in myself. Sometimes I would be in the gym with there was no end goal. I was just in the gym. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no contract, no nothing. I was just in the gym, just playing for the love of the game. So, uh, it taught me to like, no matter what, situation, circumstance, like you keep pushing forward. Like something could come out of it. By the grace of God, I'm here.
All right, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. What about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. I know it's been a little minute, but I'm glad to have you on the podcast today.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here.
For sure, for sure. All right, so we're gonna take it from the top. So what are your earliest memories with basketball and what really got you into it?
Earliest memories from basketball. Well, I started playing when I was probably around 7. I was first a football player. Yeah, I wasn't very good at basketball. I had 2 left feet. I couldn't really move like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was more football. And then I would say once I turned around 7, there was like a shift. Um, I don't know. I picked up basketball, and there was one time I went to football practice and I forgot my helmet, and I brought my basketball. So I think that was one of my earliest moments when I was like, okay, I think I like basketball more than football.
Mm, okay, okay. That's a funny story. Uh, so was there a certain point where you realized you wanted to take it seriously or like make it as a career?
I would say middle school. That's when I realized that I was like, I had potential of being good because when I was in 7th grade, I had the varsity head coach. He would start watching my games more, and he would tell me, like, hey, at 8, you could potentially be a freshman on varsity if you keep working hard. So that's when I was like, if I take this serious, I can be pretty good. So I would say about middle school.
Okay, okay. So about middle school. So with that being said, tell me a little bit about your high school experience and did you play AAU?
High school. So I was short. I was like short. I was like 5'8", little chubby kid. So I actually did end up making freshman varsity as a freshman. I didn't play that much though. So freshman year I didn't play that much, but I was on the varsity team. Sophomore year we was horrible. We only won 3 games, but I played a lot. And then junior year, my mom came to me and was like, "Yo, like you need to you need to come on. Like I can't really pay for college. So like you got to take basketball a little bit more serious. So that's when I start kicking into another gear, really start like averaging like 20, like being a really good player. I would say about my junior year. But to go back, yeah, I played AAU for a little bit. I was hurt my junior year, so I didn't play my junior year really that much. But from freshman, sophomore, senior a little bit. Freshman, sophomore year, I played AAU.
Okay, okay. So with that being said, what was the college recruitment process like and how was your experience like experiencing like the transition from high school to college?
College recruitment, I got more so recruited by JUCOs, a couple of NAIs. The college I ended up going to was East Central University in Oklahoma. Uh, they just made me feel at home. When I went on my visit up there, they showed me the rooms and stuff. Had my name everywhere. Just it just felt like home. So that's where I ended up going. But yeah, as far as the transition from high school to college, the pace was different. It was more fast pace in college. Um, I had to adjust to a shot clock because high school there's no shot clock. You can just hold the ball forever.
Hmm.
College there's a 30-second shot clock. And I also had to adjust to learning new systems. So the school I went to, Essential, I have 4 different coaches in 5 years. So
Wow.
that's 4 different minds, having to get used to different systems. not playing. One year I would play a lot, the next year I wouldn't. I probably should have left, but I didn't. I ended up staying. So but it was fun. It was fun.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Now tell me a little bit about because I've seen on your Instagram and on YouTube as well. You're big in like the 1v1 scene and kind of the content creation stuff. So what really got you into that and when and like how is that for you?
Yeah. So I would say I got into it last year. Last year I went to play in the TBL. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I played in the TBL, and I had like a coming to Jesus moment one time because I played, but it was like up and down. And we went to New Mexico, which was like 8 hours away. And we got a flat tire. So we had to fix the tire or whatever. So the trip ended up taking like 12 hours. And then once I got back to my car, uh, I caught a flat tire.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't playing as much, catching flat tire, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I gotta figure something out. So I just started recording myself just playing 1v1 against my friends and stuff. Uh, and then I was getting traction, people were like, yo, that's kind of cool, So once I kept doing it, one day I just decided to put on a referee jersey, you know, put on a referee jersey. And then I started getting like million view videos, you know. So I was like, let me just run with this. And so that's how the content creation stuff started coming about.
Okay, that's cool. And it's cool. I feel like it makes you a better player to have that 1v1 aspect to your game and even just repping it out in the gym with your friends in general. It kind of makes you a better player and have more like moves and swag to your game.
Yeah, it definitely gives you like more creativity.
Mhm.
But when I'm playing with my friends, I be like kind of goofy and stuff, doing some weird stuff. But when I'm actually playing like 1v1 against some real dudes, like yeah, it's more strategy that goes into it. So
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. And I wish it was more of a 1v1 presence on the girls' side too. You've been seeing it a little bit, but not as much as the guys. Like I wish there was like the next chapter for women. Like I'd be on that like crazy.
that's one of my next goals is to get on the next chapter. I've been on off the dribble. Uh,
Hmm.
that I don't know when my video is gonna come out. I played against you, so you're big into it. You know the players and all that.
Yeah, I watch a little bit of it. My dad does a lot more than me, but I mean, I've been watching it a little bit too.
Yeah, so I played against Zay. I played against Zay. I don't know if
Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen some of his videos.
that's
Yeah.
what
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, walk me into the process of you signing your first pro contract. So, I know you're in your rookie year now. So, what kind of got you here?
so I first how did I first hear about it? There's a dude that I know, his name is Dex. He's kind of like my agent. He told me be in Costa Rica and stuff. So there was this thing that I did with the Jaguars about 2 months ago. Um, it was only like a 2 to 3 day thing.
Mhm.
It ended up not working out. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that one because it was like a lot of it was just a rough situation. Let's just say that. So
Mhm.
that happened, and then there was a combine. It was a combine that came, I think February. So early February, there was a combine. I went to that, did very well. I actually won MVP of it. So I went to the combine, did my thing, and then there was a draft, and there was like 13 players. I think that got selected. I ended up going like number 5 to where I'm at now, Lamar.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it went. And now I've been here for about a month. I love it here, Lamar.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to hear. And I see in like your performances, you've been playing super well and everything. So congratulations on that. So tell me a little bit about because in sports in general, I mean, even in life, like it's a lot of perseverance. And that's kind of what I'm hearing from your story now to like getting here. It's a lot of ups and downs and stuff. So tell me both mentally and like physically. how are you able to keep that perseverance and keep working and keep training just to get to the level that you're at now?
Just it's like a lot of resilience. My dad told me a quote one time: "Don't let your wins go to your head and your losses go to your heart." So like if you do something well, like let's say I scored 30 points or something like that, don't let it go too much to your head. Don't you know what I'm saying? Or if I have a bad day, like you said, life. If I have a bad day, I don't know, like my tire. I was talking about my tire and shit like that.
Mhm.
Uh, things happen in life. You just gotta like you say, you gotta keep persevering through it. You gotta stay resilient. Don't get too up. Don't get too down. Just stay level headed because you know uh, rain and storms gonna come, but around the corner there's sunshine. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta keep going. Things happen in life. You gotta keep pushing them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And again, like I said, sports and in life, so you kind of see that. You think like experiencing that in basketball has helped you develop that mentality in other areas too?
Yeah, and that's why I tell once I have kids, I definitely want to put them in sports because sports is like a good indicator on life. It teaches you how to like like just like resilience, persevering through stuff and stuff. And you could carry those same traits into real world.
Right, right. I agree. So along the lines of that, let's talk about training. I know everybody's different, but what is your training? What has your routine been like, and how has it changed as you got into the college level and to the pro level?
Well, my training more so now is like my body's my vehicle. So I try to do a lot more like stretching. I don't do too much high maintenance stuff. That's more so for me, that's more so off season. Since I'm in season, it's more so like making sure my body's right, stretching, lifting, getting the right amount of sleep, if I taking a nap and stuff, like that stuff is like actually really important to me. A lot of people be like, yo, you gotta train, 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 you gotta go, which that works good for a lot of people, to each his own. But for me, like I like a good balance.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, and I see that a lot. Like I said, everybody's different, but like even going into like the mental part, like confidence plays a big part in the game. I've come across a lot of people or played against a lot of people. I'm like, dang, this dude don't even get in the gym. How is he so good? But a lot of it is like confidence. So you feel like that? Uh,
Yeah, it's not so that I don't get in the gym, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, 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 yeah.
But like I just don't overwork myself. You know,
Hmm.
people like I said, they that's all they know. But me, I'm more so like work smarter, not harder.
Hmm.
When I do get in the gym, some every day is different. Like let's say if I had an off shooting night, it's gonna be more so like back to the basics. It's gonna be a lot of form shooting shots. It's gonna be stuff like that. Let's say I was in the game and I wasn't I was doing moves and I wasn't countering correctly. Well, I'm gonna probably put me in a lot of like 1v1, 2v2 situations to where like it's me working on countering. Like it's more it's like that's the mental part of it. You just gotta be smart and know what you gotta work on.
Hmm. Okay. So go a little bit deeper into, so I know seeing you play, a big part of your game is your shooting ability, even in training and stuff like that. I'm able to see how you're constantly able to hit shots and stuff like that. So how have you been able to maintain that shooting ability and how do you deal with slumps?
So I would say I'm more of a I want to classify me as like a shooter. I'm more like a shot maker. I
Mm-hmm.
make shots, and that stems from like I play a lot of 1v1, and I play against people that are like 6'9", like lengthy, and you got to figure out ways to get your shot off. So like that's how I always make some tough shots. Like I said, going through slumps, yeah, I always resort to back to the basics. Like I go under the goal and do like 15 just form shots. 15 from the left side, the middle, right, and I scoot back and do five from like a little floater area,
Mm-hmm.
and I just shoot, and I just make a lot of free throws and just get that feel right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going through a slump, it's usually stems from it could be from you not shooting enough. It could be it just wasn't your day. Uh, it could have stemmed from a lot of things, but you just gotta make sure like, hey, like in my maybe I was twisting my wrist so too much to the right, like little stuff. So you gotta go back and to the drawing board there.
Okay, I see that. And like, do you think I hear a lot of people and a lot of shooters talk about it, but like, do you think getting reps like inside the arc is more like beneficial than getting reps outside of the arc in terms of like feel and getting your form right and stuff like that?
Terms of feel and getting your form right, yes, because if you're in a slump, especially, yeah, you don't want to just, oh, I'm in a slump, so let me just go and just go straight to the 3 point line and just start repping it out. Like, I mean, everybody's different though. Like that might work for somebody. Now. That just doesn't work for me. I go straight, like literally right in front of the goal, just do form shots. That's just what I do.
Okay, okay. So now, I know you said in college you were met with like a lot of different coaches and a lot of different kind of playing styles, and it even carries over to overseas. So, how are you able to adapt to all the different playing styles while still maintaining your game?
See, that's the rough part. Well, it kind of now it kind of shaped my game. Now it's like, oh, I know certain offices and stuff. So if a coach is like, hey, I want you to run 5 out, or I want you to run Euro, or I want you to run flex, like I ran all of those things. So now it's like I know how to get my shot off within still being in the offense. But back then, when I was in college, I struggled with that. Like my first 2 years, I didn't get no playing time because I'm like a 1v1 guy,
Mm.
5v5. Like you gotta know how to play with your teammates. You gotta know what type of shots you create. In college, they don't like a lot of mid-range shots. So when I was in my first 2 years, my coach was like, "Hey, I want us to get 3 sides." Me, I was like, you know what, man, fuck that. I'm gonna just go to score. Sometimes I'll go score it. I'll come out the game because like that's not what they want. Everything's a learning curve. Like that. Like I said, that shaped me into the player I am today. Like now, uh, I just know how to adjust better. I would say just being
Okay.
all those coaches and stuff, it made me better, like to make adjustments.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's good to hear. I like to ask that from everybody, and everybody kind of has like a similar answer because even for me, coming from Costa Rica, like it's a completely different playing style than the US. So just adapting that even in high school. So just adapting to that and trying to still play my game. Like I can score, but I gotta learn all these plays. I gotta learn, you know what I'm saying, all the systems.
Every coach is different. Some coaches they let you play more freely. Some coaches they want you to run sets every play down. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so we're gonna end the interview off with five quick questions. So the first one is, what is your pregame music consist of?
pre-game music. I listen to slow jams right now. I've been listening to Mary J. Blige, Love No Limit. Uh, what else have I been listening to? Man, you're gonna make me go into my playlist. I've been listening to some Faith Evans as soon as I get home. I listen to slow music because I kind of got a lot of anxiety sometimes. So listen to slow music calms me down.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Yeah, I hear that a lot. It's pretty popular. Not a lot of people talk about it. Everybody wants to talk about that hype playlist and stuff like that. But I mean, like, you can't get hype because once the game starts, like, you gonna be like super jittery and stuff like that, even from my experience. So I can see where you're going with the slow jams and soft music and stuff like that. Yep, yep. Okay, so next question is, what have been your favorite shoes to play in?
I forgot what shoes man, that's the bad thing. I don't be taking care of my shoes. Like I guess my favorite shoes I'm playing right now is Zion's. I'm not really for playing a lot of basketball, I'm not really big into shoes like that. Like I don't know. I be wearing my shoes out to where they literally have holes in them. I guess I'm old school. I'm
Yeah.
great.
Okay, okay. Yeah, everybody's different. I hear a lot of people are like super sneakerheads in it, but I mean, if you play basketball so much, like even my friends will look at me like, "Why are you stepping outside in your shoes?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm taking 2 steps outside. The joint's not gonna rub off." Like, so I think it's different for everybody. All right, so being that you throughout your whole career, you're playing in high school, playing in college, and now playing in Costa Rica, what has been your favorite environment to play in?
Favorite environment to play in. I would say in the 1v1, I like playing when it's just me and then me and somebody else, and then there's a crowd around. I like that feeling because like people get to talking shit. I can curse on it.
Yeah, you good.
People get to talking shit and stuff. It's like fuel to the fire, and it's just me and the person in front of me. So it's like it's mono. I like that feeling.
Hmm. Yeah, I can agree. Even watching those videos, or even like, training with my dad, we would have like camps, or it'll be me versus somebody or some kid. The second you hit a shot, you feed off the energy of the crowd. So I could definitely see that. And it's just you and the other person. So it's like,
Yeah, I like that because there's a lot that goes into it. If they make a shot, then everybody gets in your face talking shit. You know what I'm saying? So now you got it's a mental game. I like that.
hmm. Yeah, for sure. So I know you haven't been in Costa Rica for too long. I know you said about a month, but so far, what is something that playing there has taught you?
That's a good question.
Or
Mm,
even just getting there, like the journey to getting there.
I mean, it goes back. I mean, I feel cliche, but yeah, just never giving up because I didn't. There was times and moments where I didn't think I would be here. You know what I'm saying? Like you start losing faith because I sat out for like a year. You start losing faith in yourself. You just start, well, as far as me, yeah, I started losing faith in myself. Sometimes I would be in the gym with there was no end goal. I was just in the gym. Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no contract, no nothing. I was just in the gym, just playing for the love of the game. So
Mhm.
uh, it taught me to like, no matter what, situation, circumstance, like you keep pushing forward, like something could come out of it. You know,
Mhm.
by the
Yeah.
grace,
What do you say?
by the grace of God, I'm here.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I definitely feel that even talking to you and like other people, I kind of see myself in that because, being in Costa Rica, colleges going to Costa Rica to see. So again, like I was able to come here just by, staying ready so you don't have to get ready. Like I don't really know what I'm working for, but something's coming. Something's gonna happen.
Okay?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, final question. This kind of on the same lines of the question before, but what is some advice you would give someone who aspires to be in the position that you're in today?
Um, yeah, it goes back to what I said before. Yeah, don't let your wins go to your head and your losses go to your heart. I feel like that's a big thing for me because like you just got it's like an even kill. You just got to stay the course. You play good. Okay, do it. Do it again. You play bad. Beat yourself up, especially as an athlete, and then especially being over here. Like if I have a bad game over here, sometimes I could tend to just beat myself up. But that you're only making that pressure much more on yourself. If that makes sense. So like I said, don't let your wins go to your head and your losses go to your heart.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna take that for myself. I appreciate you joining the podcast today. That's a wrap. Keep me posted. I wish you the best of luck this season.
Yep. Appreciate you.
All right.